changes soon. Can get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful. Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb. I'm a hater cause I can't relate to gay pride. Call me homophobic because I don't want to date guys. K-tight. I for one am not surprised the world declined along the way. Give trophies to children for losing just cause they decide to play. We exercise our right to vote and hate the politicians. Ay, this is a democracy, it's partly your decision. Ay, this is weird, feels like this a different year. If I identify as a female, then when my balls and penis disappear. Children want a gender switch and hating men is feminist. Depression and anxiety are trendy, we're too sensitive. Invented 80 genders, mad the world is not accepting it. Then gave them more attention than normal women and men can get. What a contradiction, being human is so tragic. Focus on minorities, ignoring all the masses. Hallelujah, everyone. Activism saved the planet. No more plastic straws and paper, just paper straws wrapped in plastic. Congratulations. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb. Look, I get it, it's like the world is going crazy. Seems like a school shooting happens almost daily. The racism, rape culture, hatred that we're facing is way too ingrained for our hashtags to change it. We've become so lazy and complacent, afraid of our generation. We think activism's Instagramming memes and complaining. It's a problem when there's actually actions you could be taking, but you're triggered so you just cry like a baby. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb.
We on? We motherfucking on. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It is What the Fuck Wednesday. I am joined here by motherfucking Kitty Cat.
What's up?
And we got a special guest over here, Jay Fife.
What's up?
Just hanging out here with the motherfuckers. And on the ones and twos, we got motherfucking Greg.
What up, y'all?
And supposedly off cue, but you know, shit is still boring and mundane. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've only been to one bar one time for a minute, and it was like right before the fucking curfew ended. So, I mean, I guess I was the wrong place at the wrong time. Fuck it. But with that being said, shout out to all our haters. You know, I love y'all motherfuckers. Y'all make me famous.
What up, bitches?
Blow your kisses. Mwah.
No, I always say my haters make me famous. Y'all think about me the most.
I said you'll do that, I won't.
Shout out to all our new listeners. Shout out to all our new followers. Thank you very much for staying loyal to us. Make sure you check out all our people on the Upside Down Studios page. John Dante, Don Cody, the Eargasm guys, the Little Yellow Bus, DC Media, all the local bands, all the local bars and shit. Hopefully we're going to start getting some venues here shortly and start doing what we do again instead of just sitting in these studios.
Come on with it. I'm ready.
Hell yeah. So hopefully 2021, even though we got a shitty leader, won't be as shitty as last year. So we got any new business?
No new business.
No new business.
No new business.
We got any old business we didn't finish up?
Probably, but
Probably
I don't
everywhere.
remember.
We'll get there.
All right, so sitting there, the last show I was just on with the Eargasm guys. We were talking finances and stocks and you know, just we had a millionaire on there, a literal millionaire, from Australia. He was on it. Very, very cool guy. His name is Lloyd. Lloyd some. I don't know. Check out the fucking video and see. Real good having him on there. Very intelligent man. And I'm sure that the snowflakes from the Eargasm crew were very surprised to hear that he had pretty much the same views that I did. He said them in a little bit more polite way, which is understandable. You know, he does business. He got to deal with folks. But it's the same thing. And, Ryan asked in the beginning of the whole show, for a little nugget of advice for what each one of us did to try to make it further ahead or to try to make our, goal of being comfortable or whatever in life. And, the one girl, Alexa, she said something that she read out of a book, and, Ryan, escort up on Backpage. That stuck with me forever. It's been years and years now, but this quote, stuck with me. I might even get it tattooed one day on me. And it's the way I live my life. If you go to bed broke, you didn't have a right to go to bed. That's the way I always look at it. If you are broke and you don't want to be broke, but yet you aren't doing dick to solve that problem, don't bitch about being broke. Now if you're out there hustling and you still a little light, then you got the right. At least you putting forth an effort. But if you out there and you just, doing the exact minimum, just like these McDonald's workers who want this $15 an hour, do you know how much real work a real motherfucker has to do to get a $15 an hour anything?
Listen, I had a conversation with Jess's wife tonight when I went to pick him up, and basically it was because she's a general manager at a major corporation restaurant deal, and we were just talking and shit, and then minimum wage came up, this and that. I said, and I even mentioned, I said, if they bring it up to $15 an hour, I said, that's going to really kill everything. She's like, yeah. She's like, you want to come and buy a sandwich from my restaurant for $5? And right now you can get them at, $2, something like that. She's like, that's giving all my employees like at least $6-7 a raise,
Right.
And
what kills me, I want to add on to that real quick. Keep that thought.
Yeah.
What kills me on that is, now when they start raising minimum wage, and anybody, especially who's worked in the industrial area, we used to start off at $15-20 an hour.
Right.
So starting. Now, as we go further to try to, not only educate ourselves more and get better at our craft, that leads on to the raises or whatever. But that takes time, that takes knowledge, that takes skill, that takes you proving yourself. Now, when these other wages go up, these minimum wages go up, our wages don't go up because we're already above a minimum wage. So how fucking fair is that? So say, you went from $7 an hour minimum wage to $15 an hour. That's $8 more. If you want to be fucking fair, like everybody claims that this, they want to be fair, then the person that's making $20 an hour while you're making $7 should now be making $28. But no, you can't have that. They're already making big bucks. Well, what the fuck? Nobody told you to be a glorified burger flipper.
Well, that's besides the point. What I was getting at. The point I was getting at is, if you think about it, every job out there, number one, the jobs are going to be scarce because everybody's going to stop hiring. Because now they got to pay their employees what they were going to pay this guy to come in and work. You know what I mean? So now, not only that, prices are going to go up on every fucking thing. And when I mean everything, you're talking even your electric bill, your gas bill, your water
down
bill.
Down to the smallest little fucking thing, to
right.
a notebook.
So
paid more.
Right, the cost of, the minimum wage goes up. The cycle goes like this: minimum wage goes up, cost of living goes up.
Right, that's what I told your wife tonight. I was like, basically, the cost of living is going to go up. Period, point blank. Your rent's going to go up. Everything's going to go up. So it'll be a a never-ending battle, back and forth.
More money, more problems.
Right.
I mean, and in the direct
Right.
opposite too. You know, like there's places in California or in New York where people are making, you know, in menial jobs anywhere starting from 20 and up an hour, but the same house that we pay here, maybe $300 a month, and I'm just, you know, throwing a number out there, but that same house out there will be half the size, and you're paying $1,000 a month.
So you might as well move to Miami.
So I mean, and it's just, you know, especially all them higher end, I guess, states, if you want to call them the resort states, you know, or Aspen, same thing, you know, Colorado.
Yeah.
You know, the nicer, you know, the nicer it is for people to live there, you know, the more money you make on this job. Yeah, you make $20 an hour as a manager at McDonald's. But that's still, you might as well be making $7 an hour because your rent is nowhere near the fucking rent that's here. You know, everything goes up.
Everybody's getting choked in the end.
And then, you know,
Same shit.
the only time a raising of minimum wage actually works and helps people out and does not fuck businesses or anything else is when the economy's already booming. You know, if Trump's economy would have stayed ongoing, if this whole COVID shit didn't start, then it would have been feasible to up the minimum wage. I don't know about $15 an hour, but it would have been feasible to up it without fucking businesses, without cost of living going up very much. It would go up a little bit, but our economy was booming so well that it would have worked.
We could've
Now our
raised it
economy is
slowly.
fucking shit in the bed, and you want to start, oh, these people need 15. And then, you know what? Most of this is coming from, I would say, the generation of 30-year-olds down, pushing this shit for $15 an hour. Which, hey, you know, you do what you do. But what about them same people are saying that us older people, you know, the 40 and up age brackets, we worked for that money. We, you know, that tax money in there, you know, we were the ones who did the hard labor. We were the ones who were grimy under the fingernails, busted our knuckles on motors, you know, doing tool and die work or welding and shit. You know, and they're trying to take away our Social Security. You want a higher minimum wage, but they're taking away shit that we already put away. And where's that money going? It's getting recycled. What, you think somebody out of pocket in the government is going to take that money? No. Oh, well, we eliminated Social Security, or we dropped it down Social Security. We got this abundance of money. Hey, let's hire the wage. You know, we're back to the fucking welfare state.
Well, in my honest opinion, to me, as of right now, the way life is, it should be raised to maybe $9 because it's what here eight something an hour. So take it up $9. All right, maybe 10. All right. So because you and I know, you know, there's issues and shit going on to where people can't go and don't have a trade. You understand what I'm saying? They're not
Yes,
lazy,
yes.
but they don't know what they're
And
doing.
we have lost anybody and everybody
Right.
that teaches that shit.
Right, but at the same time, if you want these kids to grow up and learn, the parents also have to, you know, if the kids are if they're staying at home, make them pay rent. You know, if they're over 18, if they're working, make them pay rent, make them pay a percentage of the electric. You know what I mean? Start teaching these kids how
Some
real
kind
life
of
is.
responsibility. I mean, we were taught, and I know Greg was the same way. We were taught when we were little. You know, 10 years old, we could have went to the store, got our, you know, whatever for our parents, and came back, no problem. We got
Right.
fucking 16, 17, 18-year-olds right now who can't even go grocery shopping, who can't even do their own laundry.
Right.
You know, and I give some of it to the media and the way shit's going in the social climate, but a lot of it goes to the parents too. You know, I like I always talk about my two sets of kids.
Mhm.
My first set of kids, I raised them broke. They saw the struggle. They saw the hustle. They saw, you know, Dad was willing to stand in the church line at 5 o'clock in the morning to
Make
fucking
sure
make
we
sure
ate.
food's
Right.
there. They
Right.
also saw Dad fucking coming in after 16 hours, grimy as fuck, just to make sure there was food on the
Now
table.
Dad's just grimy
You
as
know?
fuck.
Now, my second set of kids, you know, now that I got a supply of money coming through and you know, everything is comfortable, they don't see that hustle. They don't see that struggle. So now I get, well, what did you do in the house that I got to do something? You little motherfucker. Who? Hey, we going to take a quick 5-minute break. Big Snizzle is in the house. We're going to get him set up. And, he fucking jumping up and down like he want to get on this subject.
I wanted to need some. I was with you on that. Why do I got to do something around here? What have you done? Man,
Yep,
All right.
we're going to get on that in the next 5 minutes.
Before we get there, like I said, I think it should be raised up a little bit. You know what I mean? A little bit, not no fucking $15, but
11,
also at the same
$12
time.
maybe.
No,
when
like
you got
10
when you got
Like
healthcare
10.
workers not even making that with years of experience and fucking schooling, something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Right, that's why I said it needs to be, because there are them cases where they're making fucking the same thing at burger flippers and got fucking college degrees.
right, but then you're going to elevate the burger flipper
And
to the
not
same
other
pay
people.
as the other one, and the problem with that is the skill set doesn't equal the money pay. I understand the living wage argument, and I feel bad for like people but go get some skills, motherfucker. Like every single trade union right now is fucking begging for people, so don't tell me you can't
And
go
get
do
it
it.
now because the way shit's going, that shit's gonna die off. I'm hoping it won't, but
It won't. It never has.
it switches sectors.
When it was hard to have jobs in that industry, it was hard to have jobs in any industry. The economy itself had tanked.
Well, see, I look at it more this way. If you get any kind of industrial beginning, like I started off in tool and die work. From that point, I was also poor growing up. I had to work on my own cars. The tool and die work gave me that little bit of at least perspective on a machine.
Right.
And from that point on, you learn more. I learned how to weld. I learned how to do a little bit of carpentry. I learned how to do a little bit of everything. Because, like you just said, industry dictates where the money goes.
Right. I started out as a
tool and-
carpenter in the Carpenters Union, and, I did millwright and pile driving, and I got the welding and the working with steel. And then all of a sudden,
When that dries
oil
up.
and... Well, we still had work, but then the oil and gas industry was booming, and they didn't have people, and they started hitting up other tradespeople that had similar backgrounds, or at least a background.
And that's
that
what I
they
was
could-
getting at. If
and-
you have at least something under your belt,
Right.
some kind of trade with your hands, and we just proved that shit over the last year. How many times have we had these? I guess we're old timers now. Said that these kids need more vocational schools.
definitely
These
an
kids
old-timer.
need more.
You guys might be.
more hands-on shit. Where they're teaching these kids to be on the phone constantly or to do this and that. Skilled or not skilled, who still essential. The McDonald's worker became an essential fucking worker. The Taco Bell kid or the Uber driver or the
KFC.
DoorDash. Those all became essential workers. I get it, I understand. But those aren't essential as far as say Joyce or
I got something to say about that too.
even-
And no offense to when I say these things, everybody needs to understand. I mean nothing personal against anybody. I understand circumstances happen in your life. I have been there. I've been, making 6 figures a year, running around the country, drilling oil wells, and then shit happened, and the next thing you know, I was making pizzas at fucking Little Caesars.
Yes.
So, I've been there. So I don't. It's nothing personal, but that's a sad commentary on our country that McDonald's is fucking essential. And it's not the workers' fault. It's the fact, and you know why it's essential? Because there's no fucking grocery stores accessible to people. Go on the west side of Youngstown right now, where I used to live on the west side. You can't walk to a fucking grocery store.
No, you cannot.
You can walk to Burger King. You can walk to
Now, you can go to these little
any
Arab
corner
stores or whatever.
Arab store on a corner and buy hot food and shit. But you cannot walk to a grocery store and get real fresh food. It's not within reach.
Thanks to McDonald's, Burger King, Taco
No,
Bell.
that's not what it's.
No.
That's not their fault.
Okay.
It's people's fault for making those decisions.
Well, I see where Jared's going, but it's
Yeah,
Greg
but-
got a good point too.
but
It's the company
when-
looking at the logistics
listen,
of things.
when you
Just
can
like why there's a
go-
Walmart in almost every city.
Because
Right.
Walmart was
But-
smart.
But but you can go, I bet you in the same neighborhood you were just talking about, and you can go to any goddamn corner,
And buy liquor.
not even that, but buy the most greasiest fucking food you could find.
You can.
It's all fried.
Yeah,
because that's the
I'm not
cheapest
gonna
shit
lie,
to
I will
sell.
trust that.
But see, that's not the fast food place's fault. All they did was move in where people were willing to spend the money.
They
That's
adapted.
people's fault.
They
Well,
adapted.
yeah, but still, you know what I
People
mean.
asked
And
for it. They gave what the people wanted.
But it is fucked up that you can go to McDonald's and you can get a fucking 32 ounce or a 48 ounce, whichever one their big one is,
32, I think.
for
Yeah.
a fucking dollar.
Yeah.
But you can't go get a 20 ounce fucking bottle of fucking water for less than $2.
Yep.
Facts.
Yep.
Right.
Water's essential to life.
Now,
You have to have it, or you die.
there is an exception to that rule. You can't buy them big pops in New York. You got to buy the like 2 medium
Well,
pops
whatever.
at the
you know,
same
but
price.
we are talking
In
yeah, you're right. But we're
generalizations,
talking.
yeah.
These are generalizations. There are always exceptions to the rule. And
Right,
yeah,
right.
you know, it's just like you go on the the McDonald's right before the turnpike. You know, a meal is on prices
Yeah, if
because
there's a go-
situational thing.
I get the
Other
family
times,
packs.
the family pack, or if I'm by myself, I get the $2 bundle of McChicken in a fryer, $2 burgers.
The only
Right.
thing I could really like.
Did you-
I get what are the McMuffins? I get a craving for a McMuffin every once in a while.
Go to KFC, get a family box.
There you go.
I get the $30 box.
Get her done.
But did you still want to take a
McDonald's
break
family
or
dinner
no?
box.
Yeah, we're
Buy
going to
that
take
too,
a quick
'cause
break, get
20
everything
bucks to feed
straightened
the whole
out. We'll be
family,
right
yeah.
back.
All right.
It'll
Yep.
be a
We'll be
quickie.
back, y'all.
And I
See-
Cody, 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 Cody. Cody, 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 Cody.
This beat is available for just $39.99 on DonCody.com. This beat is available for just $39.99 on DonCody.com.
Cody, 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 Cody.
This beat is available for just $39.99 on DonCody.com.
Cody, 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 Cody.
This beat is available for just $39.99 on DonCody.com.
right, so we are back. We got a couple conversations that we started while we were on break. The first one, and this is weird because this is the first one we was talking about. Huh?
All I got to say is that was perfect timing because that was like the end of that song too.
The first thing for an autistic Boardman student. The incident happened last month at Boardman Intermediate School, according to the police report. Shut up! To the police report. The incident centered around a child forgetting to bring a water bottle. Now, mind you, this is an autistic child. Or on the spectrum for you fucking libtards. The mom of the student has since hired an attorney. On the scale, or 20 on the scale, they are special needs. Something there that isn't like everyone else. Now, that doesn't give him the excuse to fuck up, but he forgot a fucking water bottle. This dumb cunt fucking stapled a piece of paper to his hair. Now, mind you, if that kid was just a regular student, you know, whatever, and you staple something to his hair, that's still not cool. You don't, that's a violation of personal space right there. You can't fucking paddle a kid anymore. You sure as fuck can't staple nothing to his hair. Now, when we were growing up, you know, teachers used to staple like notes or whatever to our shirts and everything. We got Kat about to chime in. Kind of just to piss off our parents, but that's as far as that went. Go ahead, Kat.
So, as far as the whole stapling to the hair, like, I don't know about how things are nowadays, but I can tell you right now that my daughter does not let people touch her hair in school. I didn't let people touch my hair in school. If you were touching my hair, it was as good as touching my ass. And that was you know, very instant. Like, I was going to swing at somebody. Don't touch me.
I can vouch that is not the same, but okay.
But no, seriously, when I was in school, though, this is in school, this takes place, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we're on the same page now. But if we were in school and someone just walked up and stapled some shit to your hair, would you not lose a grip?
Off rip.
Off rip,
now,
I'm fucking punching somebody.
Now, wait a second. And Jared also has a child with special needs, too, so he has very good insight on this. Actually, two of them.
Yes.
They went to this school, and one of them went to this school.
Yes. So he has a big insight on this. But, you know, the way I look at it, if the child is acting a fool, you know, I might be able to see a little bit more extreme discipline. If taking in consideration already what was wrong with him.
I need a pen.
But, you know,
and paper.
A lot of times, you know, I don't feel that, you know, you can use what's wrong with you as an excuse. And this is not one of them instances. This kid forgot a fucking water bottle. I don't know what possessed this woman to staple this to this fucking kid's anything. But
asking you shall receive.
Now, again, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it actually is. This is one of them doorway things where if you let it teach, there is shit like that. And maybe, see, this is the type of person that sensitivity training needs to go to. Or that you know, whatever training they're trying to push on these kids in California. This is that. You don't need that shit to tell them that they're white, so they're wrong. You know, they need to tell teachers and also police officers, because there's a lot of special needs people who have been getting killed, to deal with this type of situation.
Absolutely, I agree.
You know, I had to go to and take classes when I got custody of my son who's handicapped, because he does have episodes, and they're far and few now, but back then, he was like a fucking pit bull. And to be able to restrain somebody, not lose your cool, and not hurt you or them, you know, that you may not think that's a fucking thing. That is a very hard job to do.
And parents with these special needs go through this every single day.
Yes.
Let that sink in for a minute.
It doesn't stop either.
And even though, like, my son is 20 years old, he'll be 21 this year. Yes, he lives with me.
I can't wait for that birthday party.
Yes, I have to remind him to brush his teeth and take a shower. And yes, I still hover over him
I gotta do that
because
with my
he's not
24-year-old. Man,
confident
shit wrong
enough.
with his lazy ass.
Producer,
Yo.
I have a message from a very important listener.
I think I just
that
got
says,
it.
check your damn phone.
Yeah, I just got it.
Okay, go ahead, Jared.
Okay, couple of things. I got to back up a little bit to when I started Because first of all, one thing we all have to realize here in this situation, okay, is in criminal law, battery is a physical act that results in a harmful or offensive contact with another person without their consent. Okay?
Yes.
Just because this is, and take special needs even out of it, okay? Just because this is a child in school does not mean that those protections do not apply to these children.
Exactly.
You cannot, these kids have rights just like you do. I do also understand that maybe they don't have all the full rights and protections that we do because they are, and this is when it's coming from a parent or legal guardian, not from a teacher or a principal or a, when I went to elementary school in Texas, and Texas, everybody knows how Texas is, okay, and this was the 80s.
Frozen.
Right now, but I mean, mindset of Texas, and remember the 80s. So this was Texas in the 80s. Teachers and principals were allowed to paddle you.
Oh, we had that. Oh, I done got fucking
They
paddled. Oh my
They
God.
did have to have special. You had to have written consent from your parents. My parents, on that note,
Sign that shit.
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
mine
no.
did.
No,
They called.
No,
I got my ass
no.
whooped.
My parents said, "You're not going to lay a hand on my kid. If he needs his ass beat, I will take him home and beat his ass."
Side note, here's how the ignorance of my mama was. My mom, the first time it happened, she said, "No, you don't touch my child until I," and she said she was coming up there. When my mom got up there, and I'll never forget, it was Principal Lanzo. When my mom got up there, she walked into that fucking room, she looked at Judge Lanzo, it's his brother. She looked at Principal Lanzo, said, "What did he do?" Told my mom, she looked at me, and stood back with her arms crossed and said, "Now you can do it." I got my ass whooped. My mom just wanted to watch. And from that point on, it was, hey, you fuck up, you get your ass whooped.
Listener can't comment. They're trying to.
All right, Jared, go ahead. Just
All right.
put that in.
So, but that's what I'm saying. And that's okay. She wanted to be there. She maybe figured him beating her, whatever. She was there. My point is, just because this is a kid in school, the law still applies. You can't just go fuck. You can't touch people. Even if it was, even if
military,
you
you
didn't
can't do that
accidentally cause because the kid skin was broken. He was bleeding. He has marks. Even if that didn't happen,
they didn't say nothing like that inside in this
you
story.
cannot. You still can't staple something to somebody's hair.
Yeah, you're right.
It's their person. That's their private space.
Right.
And you violated that. Now, you violated that with a kid with special needs, and you are a caretaker. You are someone they are supposed to be able to explicitly
Right.
trust.
And
And
that's
now,
what I was
not only
getting
did
at
you
with the
fuck that
caretaker.
trust for you, but you fucked that trust for however many other caretakers are coming down the pipe
Yes.
after you.
Yes.
Because of your fucking immature, angry, uneducated, fucking ignorant actions. You're a fucking grown-ass adult.
You're absolutely right.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Drill instructors aren't even allowed to touch the fucking recruits.
You get your knife. You get the knife hand. It'll get right there. You can feel the wind from it, but they cannot put the.
And these are adults that signed up for it. They will be in your face. They will degrade you. They will mentally break you.
Yes.
But wait a second. I think drill instructors are some of the best. Like, for people that listen to this show, they know that a lot of us are into alternate lifestyles, and like BDSM, there's caregivers, and like drill instructors are perfect examples of very hardcore kind of caregivers. Because just as much as they will fucking snap you, they snap the bad shit out of you.
Right, and they mold you
They
to the.
build you back up, and when you need that pat on the back, they do give it to you. When you need 500 push-ups and screamed out like a motherfucker, they give that to you too. This teacher literally, it's not even just about the hair and the unwanted touching. It's the mental and emotional damage you have done to this fucking child. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then this fucking piece of shit school. Let me tell you something about Boardman schools, because I got good experience with Boardman.
Who you just sound like a black mama? Let me tell you something.
Right?
Boardman's just Youngstown light, bro.
Oh, no doubt.
But they paint themselves like a Canfield or a Poland. Boardman, as a whole, is one of the biggest hypocrites that there is. All three of my sons, instead of getting the help that they needed,
because I'm not sure. Maybe we might get in trouble for this. So this is Boardman America. We're not saying any particular state or whatever. This is Boardman America.
I don't give two fucks.
Just in case. Go ahead.
They didn't get the help they needed, even when we asked for it. They got, because of image and numbers, they got pushed out. They got fucked with.
Oh, yeah.
More harm was done.
Those are one of those football schools.
We moved to Struthers, where there's still people, because there was a period of time where Struthers, had a little bad kind of reputation.
A lot from Camel, so they're always going to suck to us.
But,
they're our rivals.
Yeah, but in general, but we moved there, and immediately, they're even telling us, when we're saying we're asking for help, and they're like, hey, we got you. Did you guys know about this? Have you tried this? There's this? Did you? Shit, we didn't even know about. That we've been asking 3 different fucking school districts for fucking 15 fucking years, for not that long, but...
Well, that's like what Marco
for however many years we've been begging for help and just got fucked.
Dude, well, my
you
son,
have
and Joyce could remember.
I'm
this
glad
too.
I found out about the protest. This is I'm going to see what I can do to clear my motherfucking schedule, and I'm going to try and be at that motherfucker. And I ain't been to a protest in a long time, but what pisses me off more than anything else about all of it is the fucking way that the fucking Boardman schools just blew it the fuck off like it was no big deal. All of you should be ashamed of yourself. Fucking principal, fucking superintendent, just because of the way you handled this, you have proven that you do not deserve the job you have. Yes. You are there to serve yourself and not to serve those kids, and that makes you the biggest piece of shit in their life.
I agree.
You might as well be an absentee, but you might as well be their fucking crackhead mom or dad. You might as well be who is in there. You are the only outlet that some of these kids in bad situations have. Yeah. You're supposed to be what they trust. You are the safe place to come to, and you continually violate that.
Yep.
You're all pieces of shit. And I really hope this gets out. I hope radio stations pick this up. I hope everybody in the fucking area, if you are in the 330, I hope you fucking hear this.
Yes. And we.
You know what? Because I've kept my mouth shut for years, just so, I didn't have to put any extra stress on anyone else in the family. I've bottled all this up, but we all know how fucked up Youngstown City is. But I can tell you shit that would still make you fucking roll your eyes. We thought were doing good by putting our kids in a private school.
Oh no, dude.
It used to be Youngstown Christian School, turned to Valley Christian School, and I'm going to tell you right now, that school is a fucking lie. It is a fucking lie.
Dude, like I was saying earlier.
And they harmed my children
for Marco,
more than they helped them.
For Marco.
With the exception of 1 or 2 individuals that work there, but we still stay in touch with them, and they actually had love for our kids, but that's 1 or 2 people. Right. And you still have that in Boardman schools. You got that 1 or 2 teachers that are... But
it was unreal. All my kids graduated from Camel. All my kids, except my youngest daughter, she lives in Austintown. She's going to graduate Fitch. But, we were all Red Devils. I made sure Marco stayed a Panther. The Camel schools... Fuck Marco over. They just want to blow him by like just another one of these little, just stick him in the corner.
We thought we were so happy to move to Boardman that we were going to get...
Dude, I went through all of them, and I seen the love that Marco got.
They were they were worse than Youngstown City, motherfucker.
Well, that's what I just said. Youngstown East High was supposed to be the worst. And those kids there and those people there treated the special needs kids, especially with the utmost respect. I mean, you see kids that look like thugs.
My kids aren't in special classes or anything. They're not. They're higher functioning, so they're in regular classes, and so they're fully integrated. But it's obvious that they're not neurotypical.
But I've seen so-called better end schools, and I've spent time in the East High School, and the stereotype that they put on these schools, East High is the worst school in Youngstown. Yeah, you know why? It's not the students. It's not the students. It is not for what's going on there. You know, because every school is going to have their couple of
Appreciate you.
fuck-ups, and every school is going to have their fights here and there.
Absolutely.
But I have seen more, just through my
will.
going
I
to
don't
my
get
kids'
it.
stuff, fights or just
And it's
straight
like,
just
I-
acting a
if
fool
I get
or
out, I come
wrongdoing
here.
at these higher end schools than I ever did at East High. Not once did I hear anybody, you know, a couple of them
But
disrespect
for my own
each other,
health,
just
make
talking
time.
shit or whatever. That's normal.
Yeah, it's
but
normal.
I never heard any of them disrespect teachers like I did in Struthers. I've never heard any of them just fucking start fighting like I've seen in Camel. I've never seen, you know, like, you know, the bouginess. Because, like, the racism that we saw growing up wasn't so much black or white. The racism we saw was more where you lived. You know, if you came from Camel, you were bottom of the barrel. It didn't matter what color you were. You know, or if you,
Right.
you know, Struthers was known for their white trash and their sluts. Northside was known for their just crime and drugs, and the South Side. You know, the East Side was just kind of, it was called La La Land. You know, you just went there to get your weed, and you know, just stay out the way. You know, that was our racism. It was like socioeconomical racism more than a color thing.
But you know what? I've lived.
And Boardman is bad for that.
Terrible.
Oh, if you don't suit their little standard,
Right.
Which is pretty fucked up anyways.
They're not talking
And-
skin color, brother.
No, not at all. Not at all, because there are some bougie black folks in there, too.
It's
If you
about
don't
once
fit
they-
their little
once they-
clique there,
once they determine that you're not part of the clique,
yeah, that's it.
no matter what their reason is.
You're absolutely right.
And you know what? And like a lot of
'Cause
situations,
it happened
when
to
things-
Thorn and Liberty.
when things get, you know, when the kids go through the trauma that they went through and all the shit that they went through and having their special needs, you know, when you start dealing with it, you know, there's a period of time where things get a little worse before they get better because you're
Right,
recovering.
right.
Yeah.
As things got worse, Struthers tried harder and gave more. And the personal investment from the top down, I'm talking from the superintendent to the principal to the teachers to the aides. They literally, like the harder it got, the more they helped.
See, and that's the way it's
and they're
supposed to be.
realistic. Like in our oldest
You
situation,
know, and I'm glad that it
the
changed because back in the day,
principal's got tough
Struthers
love.
were.
He's like, listen, I love this kid. I believe in this kid. We're going to work to fix this. But he does have. I'm not going to suspend him, but he's got to come to Saturday school.
Yeah,
They didn't.
yeah.
But that's part of accountability.
Right.
But they meet it properly.
Yeah, and that's the way like it's supposed to be. You know, nobody's saying to baby these kids. Nobody's saying to beat the fuck and
Because
treat them
the
like boot
Christian
camp.
school that we paid
But-
good money to send our kids
Oh,
to,
God.
instead of helping him, just decided he was too much to handle. He didn't fit their program and kicked him out.
Yeah.
Right when what he
I was-
needed
I was
someone
a teacher,
when he,
and
at that
I
moment
didn't
when
fit
he
the
needed
mold.
somebody to pull him in and go, I fucking believe in you. Yes, you fucked up. You're gonna have to deal with this consequence, but I believe in you, and we are going to fix this.
Right.
They said, no, fuck you, get out.
That sounds like Christians. I went through it myself. I was a teacher. I was a
You know-
fucking.
you
I
know
went
what-
through
you know
all the
what-
everything.
You know what hurts me the most though is the majority of my life as a practicing Christian. I didn't experience that. I didn't experience hypocritical Christians. I was in a church where you literally could have walked in with a crack pipe, and people still would have walked up to you, and they would have hugged you and said, "Hey, my name is. What's your name? Glad you're here. Come on, have a seat."
That ain't the type of church I was brought up in. Mine was
Now,
die
that's not
hard.
what I was brought up in as a kid, but as an adult, the majority
I
of my
mean,
practicing
as
life.
far as once I
I
cut
was involved-
I
the
cut
church I
church
was
off,
at
I
was
cut
not
church
like
off. Like, you know, when I got told that everything that I believed in and that everything that I was teaching other kids in and everything that was my foundation on my family pretty much told me to go fuck myself because I made a mistake. All right, well, okay. I took that for what it was. Go fuck myself, then there's other gods out there. And that started me on my journey on all through the religions and stuff like that.
I understand
But
that.
as far as you're talking about,
I'm
like
just talking about
our
how
people,
they acted.
like the
These
way our people acted, like you couldn't walk in there with a crack pipe. You could be a crackhead, and they'll be nice as hell to your face, but they'll talk shit about you
No,
everywhere else.
See, these people didn't
You know,
do that.
it was like that type
and
of
I'm not saying
bouginess.
there weren't you know, there's always a pocket of people that do that no matter where you go, work, school.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, but as a whole, the majority and the leadership, they were not like that at all. And if they heard people doing that, we're very quick to be like, what are you doing?
No.
That is not okay.
You got chat.
I had like
can't.
an
I'm too
Illuminati
fucking
type
busy.
fucking church.
I'll have to step up to the mic here, or to the screen here, but
Tell Jared to come pick us up. Me, ha. They talk about that shit when we're not there. Normally, it's aliens in China and shit. Damn. Who's me? Is that Joyce?
Yeah, I guess that's Joyce. Fucked me up. She like named herself me. So I'm like, I didn't
Like, who
like
me?
That. Like, that wasn't me. I
But
didn't do that.
I'm glad you said butt and hole at the same time, because that takes us into what else we was talking about, which is sloppy blowjobs, or head in general, because you know chicks can get sloppy head too. Now it's been to my knowledge that the sloppier you give a girl head, you know they like that shit. But as far as being a guy, I do not like a sloppy blowjob. I like. Or them girls who spit on it.
yes.
Oh
yes,
no!
Yes,
Oh,
spit on that shit.
No.
Yep.
No, I already, and it's weird. I know
If
it's
you don't
weird,
spit on it, you don't love it.
but you know, my dick is going in your mouth full of spit. But I don't want to see you hock a loogie on my dick.
You know what?
Oh,
I'm gonna be
that's so
honest.
gross.
I'm gonna
Oh, my
be-
God,
no,
it's so
listen,
gross.
Listen,
Sorry
first
about
of
What are you
all,
talking
First of all,
about?
it's not hocking a little. You go to an extreme that
What
I'm
are you
not
talking about? Gag
I'm not
reflexes?
saying people don't do that. That
I've had it done. It's
okay,
so gross.
but
Like,
that's
here,
that's a farther end of the
We're talking
spectrum, though,
about
bro.
hocking a
There's a
loogie.
middle ground, and
Hocking a loogie.
I was always against it. I would turn movies off if it happened. Okay, like ew, and then one fucked up night decided let's try this shit.
This is the
got
finger in
nothing
the
to
butt
cough
night,
up,
wasn't it?
sorry.
No.
I tried.
Decided let's try this shit, and yeah, pretty much if you don't spit on it, you don't love me.
nah,
Fuck that.
I'm not. That or the ones that like
I
just
want it.
don't
listen,
slurp it up and
wait a
just let
second,
it.
Wait a second. This also isn't an all the time thing. For me,
Serious?
for other people, it probably.
Well, I
is.
mean, just I haven't had like chicks pretty much in general, the ones that I've gotten
Sucks at replying
blowjobs
to
from.
comments.
They got their style of doing things. You know, a lot of chicks, aren't
I'm
switch
talking
hitters.
up in with the same woman.
Well, yeah, so, you guys do things to switch up. But I'm saying, throughout my, I'm single. Throughout my fucking days, I've had different types of blowjobs.
There's more chat. Listen, I have a TV for these guys to see.
And,
And I'm a blind ass motherfucker halfway across the room. I can't see that shit.
I could
Why
deal
you
with a
buy
little
us
bit of
bigger
teeth.
TV, bitch?
I could do a little bit of tooth. Just a little. I could do, the rough play with the balls or whatever. But the whole, don't try to take it all down. You're going to end up choking, getting that slobber down. When you got fucking
Motherfucker, I better pull that
drool.
console.
Yeah, when you got drool behind your balls hitting your fucking asshole, especially if you not into that, that's so gross. That's so, and then you get up and try to walk to wherever you're fucking, and your ass cheeks are slipping and sliding like you've been lubed up, too. But the feeling on spit on my asshole is just not appealing to me.
Not in
Like-
so that's not like an every time thing, but there's times where, yeah, I want sloppy. It's just like sometimes you don't even need the lights on. You don't even need to see. It's like you just want that nasty pig sex. You just root around with you. Like I said,
Spit
for
on
me,
my
it's-
balls
for
feels
me,
like-
it's- you brought up sloppy blowjobs.
Look, if you sound like you just came from the litter box when you're fucking blowing me, I don't want it.
Look at the comments.
Dude. I want my dick so far in that throat it sounds like a toilet unclogging.
Jams are more interesting than spit on Marco's ass.
Remember like the 80s, the long board shorts called jams, and they were always like, dude, I lived in those things because I lived in Texas at the time. Jams and flip-flops because we didn't have Crocs back then. But it was tank tops, jams, and flip-flops.
Jams
like,
was the white people equivalent to the MC Hammer
it was like
pants.
10 months out of the year because it was still 60 degrees in February, but you couldn't wear a tank top. You had to wear a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
I had them, shit. So, now, as a woman, Kat, we're gonna get Kat's perspective. Do you like sloppy head?
No.
I mean, unless it's you,
If
your
you're giving
juices
me
hit
head,
your butthole.
listen.
Do
If
you
you're
want
giving
it?
me head, there is no reason why my thigh should be moist besides me sweating.
Not true.
No, because I know squirters.
Okay,
Listen.
besides that,
Again, I think even for a lot
there is
of
I
no
get-
reason why my knees should be wet. Like, what? Why is something running down? Okay, you need to stop and give
when
me
I'm
a little,
done, I better
a
look
pretty
like I
little
just got out of the
matted.
shower. This thing better be just like dripping and soaked.
See, I see it
I'll
more
wait.
dreaded up, like you know how the dogs go
No, it
outside
doesn't
and they're
get
old
dreaded
and
up.
you know
It
the
looks like you
poop
just
sticks
came out
to
of
the
the
fucking
shower.
back of the dog's leg.
Just looks like I just went into. Looks like I just got 2 handfuls of beard oil and just.
See,
I'm suddenly
you
not
know
hungry.
the memes that says what you think you look like and what the world sees. Jared thinks he's all glistening with cum, and you know he really looks like one of them matted up dogs
That's
that has
not
like
true.
shit just all stuck to his beard, and he's all Viking down like yeah, pig sex, woo.
Now you do it.
Next morning he's wondering why his beard is stuck to his fucking ass crack. Like, why is my neck hurting?
What happened?
When that has happened, I've never wondered why. I always do.
Look, we got it on tape. I know why.
Right?
Yep, it was me. Your Honor, just stop the tape. It was me.
It's me. What's that? Read it, Marco.
Your knees better be wet, or
Your
you
knees
ain't
better
doing
be
it right.
wet if he's doing it right.
That's my girl.
That should only be from, like, condensation sweat. And it better be hot outside. But if you got me sweating in the wintertime, shit, my
Listen,
husband's done it.
Rubber sheets. That's all I'm saying. You
No.
gotta have rubber sheets.
Satin sheets.
No,
Oh, yeah,
you
rubber
gotta have
mat
that under it.
satin.
So you can
Waterproof.
slide right off the bed.
Waterproof.
That's why I don't own none.
See, what I did was I took like my fucking mattresses are covered in plastic, and then I put one of the real thin foam things on, and then you put the satin sheets
Yeah,
on so they don't slide off. But
Okay,
the pillows
you're
do.
talking satin. Way back in the day, when my wife and I first got together, one of our new places, I thought I was gonna be all slick and sexy.
Hurry up, 2 minutes. We're gonna take a break.
No, hand it over, please. And I bought silk sheets, put them on the bed. I bought silk boxers.
Oh,
Probably
no.
slid off like a slip aside.
Yep.
I set everything up. Was walking in the bedroom and I thought I'd do one of them sexy like landing
I would have paid money to see
Dude.
that.
Oh, yeah.
I went hood sliding like Bo Duke, motherfucker. I hit the bed and shot straight off and hit the wall. It was, it was like trying to get in the passenger side of the General Lee. I just, shoom.
That sounds like the first time I tried having sex on a waterbed.
Dude, but I'll tell you what. Joyce and I rocked the waterbed forever, bro. I got one in the night. We rocked it forever. I loved my fucking waterbed,
The first time I was ever in the water, I was
I
trying
would
to impress
actually
a
love
chick.
to have another one.
Dude, I tried to impress a chick, so we got a hotel room, and I got the waterbed and the jacuzzi and everything. Now, mind you, jacuzzi sex, swimming pool sex, whatever, same shit.
I really like pool
Waterbed,
sex, though.
I've never fucking, been on a waterbed, and you have to adjust.
Well, you gotta have sea legs.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta know what you do.
Yeah, you gotta adjust, and if you don't adjust, and again, the sea legs, you'll get fucking seasick.
Remember, I was used to boats, though, so,
Yeah.
even a mattress on a boat.
You know what? The boats that I was
Boats
used
and
to were
hoes.
big bitches.
Fucking
Yeah.
Catalina wine mixer.
Woo! Yeah, the
Joyce
only
calls
boats that I
bullshit.
was fucking used to was chicks.
Joyce calls bullshit.
On what?
On what?
Not on
Most of
me.
it- Most of it is, but yeah.
No, what I'm saying is true. Because the first time I bent that girl over on top of that waterbed, the wave hit back at me, and
Did you fall off the other side?
dude, the first,
Marco's like, I got whiplash.
you know how it has like the double wave?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that first wave took me out of it, which threw me
Birthday
backwards. The second wave threw me off the bed, and the third wave, I was inside the fucking jacuzzi. Fuck that bed. Fuck that motherfucking bed.
Anyway, Joyce said birthday sex.
What about birthday sex?
That's what she called bullshit.
You said birthday sex.
When did I say birthday sex?
It was her birthday, and you got all the satin
I didn't
stuff.
say it was birthday. I said it was way back in the day.
Well,
see
Joyce,
what
you fucked
did.
up.
Joyce, you see what you did.
Nostrovia. All right, so we're gonna take a break, and we coming back. We started off late, so we going late, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
business.
Cody, Cody, Cody.
And I tell you this all the time.
God, get that. Or you motherfuckers out there, I didn't do nothing. I'm not talking to you. You know, I'm trying to just keep it general. I can point out who it is, but why be a dick?
Right. So if you know you didn't do it, you know I'm not talking to you.
Just take heed and shut the fuck up. That's the
Or
best.
I don't even have a problem with one time going, hey man, like respectfully, I don't know exactly how, but whatever situation, just being like, Dad, I wasn't a part of that. And then shut the fuck up about it. Just in case you don't know that I know who did it.
Right.
I can understand that, but there's a right way and a wrong way too.
Exactly.
And then to go off and try and start a fight over it, that's when you cross the line. It is over.
Support Trump. I support Trump, but we have gotten into the same shit in certain times.
Right.
And, you know, I don't support acting a fool like that, but if you're gonna peacefully do your thing, then you do your thing. You know, I'm not for abortion or this whole, you know, women's rights that kill a baby or whatever. But I am for your right to take your ass out. If you're doing it the right way, you go take your little fucking baby on the coat hanger or your bloody pants or whatever. You go walk down the aisleway. You have a right to that.
One of my biggest things for one, the government shouldn't have a say in it. That's a personal decision, and that's where my decision comes from. But if we make it illegal, we're just gonna have women getting butchered. Like,
It's like your prostitution thing.
yep,
You know, if prostitution was made legal, there would be less STDs.
Yep.
There would be less domestic violence. There would be less human trafficking.
Yep.
There would be less, you know, there's a lot of pluses. I mean, there's some cons, but there are a lot of
plus,
pros.
the government shouldn't have a say in what two consenting adults do.
Cody, 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 Cody.
Send down Cody beat.
Cody, Cody, Cody.
Like the first fucking thing that came in. God damn it, I gotta hang signs again.
So, lately I've been just kind of waiting for something. You know, there's got to be something decent that this fucknut Biden is doing, and so far, just everything. I mean,
I haven't seen too much positive, brother.
Now somebody who has, you know, he has his own views. He's an up and comer in the real woke, not this bullshit, you know, woke culture that's canceling everything. You know, the like us, you know, who has our eyes open. But he's still kind of on the flip side. I'm just gonna read part of his post that I kind of had an issue with. It says, so far, only thing Biden is doing I don't agree with is attempting, hell, even talking about considering messing around with Second Amendment rights. No matter what you do, it will not, literally, I repeat, will not prevent nor help anything. In fact, only make it worse. You're on a roll proving me wrong, Biden, and that's what I'm hoping you do. Don't go fucking around with my rights. Now, I understand where he's getting at with the rights thing, but there is nothing that this cocksucker has done that was decent. Nothing. I mean, you know, just in Texas alone right now, you see what your green energy is helping out with. Now, I know that the windmills down there was only 13% of energy, but 13% of the energy is better than no percent of the energy, and that's what, you know, we were supposed to be relying on. You want to cut out all these fucking jobs for some shit that ain't even reliable in inclement weather. Whether we fucking change the green or not, we're still going to get this global warming, which is going to change the fucking weather in different places. What are you doing about that?
That shit made my head hurt, man.
Like, here's the thing. I've been on other shows and have also on our shows just told stories and stuff, but some people might not know. I spent a good portion of my, you know, professional career, you know, in not just the oil field, but, you know, the oil field, the gas patch, but also, you know, doing
the energy
drilling in general. Yeah, the energy field. So, you know, a lot of geothermal work, oil, gas, water, and even being involved in all that, having, you know, if wells were uncapped, I'd actually be making royalties on wells. So I mean, I'm tied to it even financially, but I am still a big supporter of alternative / green energies. But we're not going to replace the other stuff. We need a comprehensive, you know, package. We need, you know,
the green energy is good to complement what we have. And like you've said plenty of times, the technology has come so far that this so-called bad energy, this so-called bad drilling, this bad whatever the fuck, we have come so far in technology that now that's not so bad.
You know, even with all the drilling we're doing now, a lot of our drilling and production is not even the crude oil. It's natural gas.
Right.
Now, natural gas forms on top of oil deposits. We can sustain harvesting natural gas a lot longer by harvesting gas and not harvesting the oil.
Right. Which is actually better for the environment either.
It is also cleaner. Pennzoil makes a great full synthetic motor oil. It's really pretty much one of the best on the market, except for the really like you know, the Royal Purples and shit that's been around for
like Pennzoil
forever.
Royal Purple's good for the
It's made from natural gas, not crude oil. It makes even the refining process is easier. It makes a better synthetic oil. We're using better technologies, but there's no reason why. Like, look, Niagara Falls and a good portion of Ontario, they're powered by the hydro power plant at the Niagara Falls.
We had a Canadian talking about that today on the other show.
Like, it makes perfect sense to use it there.
Right. You have, if that's, you know.
And there are areas where we can construct wind farms and solar farms.
Right.
And
where it's feasible,
and there are places
good
that
to put that.
we can implement, hydropower. We need to do it. We need to use it.
Right.
But we need to balance it.
But
We
you
need to
don't
be
take, like,
diversified.
just totally
It's just
one
like your
thing
stock
out.
portfolio. You want it diversified.
Right. And what a lot of people have no clue. They have none. Especially the ones that are anti-gas, whatever, gasoline or all this green shit. The reason why we use gasoline, people, I mean, and look this up. Gasoline is a byproduct of processing oil. Gasoline is a byproduct. We needed something to do with this byproduct, and we run our vehicles with it. That's how it came about, because the petroleum industry, everything that's in your home, from even back in the day, it has
we
some
weren't
kind of
producing
thing.
that. That's not really. That's not. The product, the textiles you're talking about now, the petroleum industry did not form on those.
Dude, that cup right now has petroleum in it.
Correct, but we didn't have that when we started using gasoline.
But we had the oil in it. We were using oil for other things, though. The gasoline was a byproduct of the oil. We didn't go drilling for gas. We didn't drill oil for gas. Or
No.
We drilled.
Before we even had electricity, lighting in houses was run by. We had natural gas to homes.
Right. It
So
was
we
pretty
were
much
already
what we're
doing that
trying
stuff.
to go
But
back to.
Gasoline has to be refined to a certain point. Like, it's not a waste product. It is an intentional product.
No. Well, it might be an intentional product now, but again, man, like gasoline, that was a byproduct. The petroleum industry, needed something to do with it. Just like there was a. What else is there that there?
What I'm trying to say is
byproduct that.
What were they refining to the oil to the point that was past what we refined to make it gasoline?
That's what I'm trying to remember what it was. There was something that we were using, and you're right, because back then we didn't have the plastics and stuff as we do now.
So we weren't refining to a certain point to create a certain pure product, and we realized that along the way gasoline was produced.
Well, yeah. But gasoline in the beginning was leaded, remember? Now they become with the purification shit.
Correct.
And that was just because, again, it was just a byproduct.
How
Here, let me look it up real quick. Because, I mean,
what do you...
I might be misquoting.
Well,
so
we're running combustion engines on, bro.
Well, I mean, before the combustion engine we were running steam. So, that is a very good question. I'd like to know what, if it was a byproduct. I never really looked into the other end of it, what we were doing with the other shit.
I mean, that's how we ended up with charcoal. It was a byproduct.
No. Charcoal's not a byproduct.
Yeah, it was waste.
Charcoal's not waste. You mine charcoal.
No, you don't. Not charcoal. Kingsford was started from scraps from the Ford Motor Company. They were relatives.
I'm thinking coal.
Coal.
Charcoal and coal
Charcoal.
are two different things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. What is gasoline a byproduct from? And yes, I already know it's gas. Well, I'm just trying to see where it could. Volatile obtained from refinement of petroleum and crude oil. It was originally discarded as a byproduct of kerosene production. But
okay.
But its ability to vaporize at low temperatures made it a useful fuel.
Correct.
So I guess that's what they were refining shit for. They were making kerosene, and they had gasoline. They were like, "Well, fuck, we can use this." Which isn't that supposed to be the whole idea of green energy?
I followed you a different direction. Then so my bad.
I mean, no, you were absolutely right, because again, I always knew about the byproduct, but I never realized, all right, so it's a byproduct of oil, but what were they doing with the fucking oil to make this byproduct? So I'm glad you did bring up that question. It was a good question.
Which, like shutting down the pipelines, that hurts. Like, you realize how much more expensive diesel is than gasoline?
Oh, dude, it's went up.
Like, even just in our area, there's at least a 40 to 50 cent span a gallon. At least, if not more.
Well, again, because
now, wait a second,
that just
though.
said it was...
It is. When you're through the refining process, you produce diesel before you produce gasoline. So technically, it should be cheaper. But because so much of the supply has to go to making gasoline, they don't let it fall off early and become diesel. shutting down the pipelines when those pipelines were going to help ramp up diesel production. You literally, because of how much we rely on diesel, I don't give a fuck how green you want to go. We are worlds away, lifetimes away from being able to haul the amount of freight that we need to haul to survive our daily lives without diesel. Right this second.
Now, here's the thing. We actually, and now that I noticed that the Asians came out with it, now everybody and their mama's coming out, they have this shit. Might be funny, if you had this shit last year, why didn't you come out with the shit last year? Nobody brought this out until the Asians did. But this second sun, this big fusion energy thing. Now, that will do wonders for the solar energy field. I give it that. But it doesn't matter if it's going to do wonders for the solar energy field if it's going to fucking heat up everything anyways.
Well, not only that, like, biological
We weren't meant to have
entities.
two suns.
Us, humans, animals, plants, I mean, everything that, you know, is technologically advanced as we are, I don't care. Because there's still certain parts of nature that you can't bypass no matter how technologically advanced you are. And you can keep covering it up. Like, you know, we can make, you know, artificial, all kinds of things.
What's your thoughts on this?
The human mind, psyche, body, spirit, soul, energy can't handle what it needs naturally.
Now, from what you just said, and I'm glad you said that because you just proved another one of my theories.